Hello guys, in this video we'll be discussing about this Streamlit web application which is developed by me. This web application is useful for those who want to derive useful information from the data. So how this process is done, we'll be discussing about this. So without any further ado, let's go to this website. So this website is hosted on Streamlit and this is the link which will be given there in the description. Now, so the first thing is this website contains about 8 sections, which all the way from data loading till about me. That is the developer of this website. Now, data loading section. Now, before uploading any data file, we just have to press this button so that the cache can be cleared. Okay. Now, since it has been done, we can upload the file. The data file which can be uploaded to this web application can be in the form of .csv or .xlsx file, and the limit of the data file is around 200 MB. So let's just upload one of the data sets. I'll be uploading crop recommendation data set. Now, once it has been uploaded, we can see initial information about it. That is, initially this file is containing around 2200 rows and 8 columns. Let's just save this information. Now the information has been saved, and now we can go to the data pre-processing section. Now if we want this information to be saved in the report, we can click on the button. I'll be clicking on this button. Now it's the content of this page have been saved to the report. Let's go to the data processing section now. Data processing section, removal of duplicate rows, removal of duplicate records. It is saying that the file did not contain any duplicate records. Okay, there are no null values in the data set. If the null values have been detected, then we would have to perform operations so that we could eliminate or replace those null values. Since it has not been there, we don't have to do that. Deletion of columns. Let's just say I want to delete the column name P. Now, okay, the column P has been deleted and the modified data set have been shown to us. Target variable, let's say we have to predict label. The label over here means the type of crop. Okay. The problem type should be classification, since we have to predict a category or a class. Okay. Now we need to labelly encode the categorical variables. Over here in this data set, the only categorical variable is label. So from this we can say that the class apple has been given the number 0, the class banana have been given the number 1. See, the class 20 have been given uh, the number 20 denotes the class rice. Normalization and standardization. Okay, let's just say I'm applying standardization on temperature and normalization on humidity. So it have been done. The standardization and normalization have been done on temperature and humidity columns. Test data selection, 20% of the data have been set as default. Let's say I want to make it as 25% of the data should be set as test data. So the some number of samples in the training set will be 1650 and the number of samples in the testing set will be 550. Now one more option is available, that is if we want this modified data set where the column P have been deleted, temperature and humidity have been performed standardization, normalization, the column label have been done, label encoded, and if we want to download this modified data set, we can do so by clicking on this. I don't want to download it right now, but if you want to, you can try it out. Okay, now let's just save it. Okay, certain conditions have been checked on it, and until and unless we get this thing in blue, that is that we can go to the EDA section if we want to go, or we can go to the model section to train the model. Please don't proceed further. I want to save this information regarding the data pre-processing to my report, and I have been saved successfully. I've saved it successfully. Now let's go to the EDA section. Now over here we can plot different graphs on the columns of the dataset. Let's just say I want to plot n versus k scatter plot. So this is the scatter plot which have been plotted. Let's say I want to save it to my report. It has been successfully saved. Let's just say I want to check what is the heat map for temperature and humidity. Let's just say to what is the relationship between them. So this is the relationship. Let's just say I want to save it to the report as well. So these two graphs, the scatter plot and the heat map, have been added to the report successfully. Now let's go to the ML model section. So this is a classification problem, and there have been around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There have been around 7 models where we can adjust the hyperparameters and save the model. Let's just say these are the default values, and each of these contains the each of these columns have been given the default value, the minimum value, and the maximum value. So these are the default values. Let's just say if the default values are this, what will be my accuracy? My accuracy is saying is 57%. That's very less. I want to make it high. Okay, so let's just increase some of the hyperparameters. The penalty, let's just make it as L1. 1000 will be the maximum number of iterations. Now let's train the logistic regression model. Okay, now when we have done this hyperparameter tuning, the accuracy of the logistic regression model have been gone from 50s, around 50s to around 80s. That's a very good improvement. Let's just say I want to add this logistic regression model to my performance. Now let's say around decision tree classifier. Let's just train the decision tree classifier based on the based on the default values, and it is saying it is 0.09%. That is very low. I would have to adjust the hyperparameters. Let's just say I change it to some random values. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so from 9 to 56, that's still good, but we want if we want to adjust more, we can do it. So let's just say for the time being, I'm just training my logistic regression model. We can train all these models and we can adjust hyperparameters accordingly, and each model's performance can be saved to the report. Let's just say I'm saving the logistic regression model only. So the linear regression model and the decision tree model have been saved successfully. Now go to the evaluate section. Okay, if you want to check the model's performance on custom. Before that, let's just say I want to go to the DL model also. I want to train my DL model also. Let's just say 5 number of layers should be there. These are the number of neurons we can tune, number of the activation function to be used in each of these layers, the dropout rate, the optimizer, loss function, number of epochs. Let's just say I'm going to say number of epochs should be 200, and let's just say train and save the model. Okay, value must be less than or equal to 50. Okay, 30. So even in case if if the maximum value increases, the default value is going to be chosen. Okay, so by this the accuracy is 0.045%, which is very less, but let's just say for the time being it's okay for us. Let's save the model to the report. The model has been saved. Now let's go to evaluate, where we can provide custom input and can check the crop. Let's just say I'm providing some values: temperature, humidity, pH, rainfall. So these were the 3 models which we have trained: logistic regression, decision tree. So these are the predictions. Now let's go to the report section. See, we have saved the data loading information, the data processing information have been saved, EDA, scatter plot and the heat map have been plotted, logistic regression model performance, the parameters and the accuracy obtained from these parameters, the DL model training, everything have been set. Okay. And last but not least, this is about me, where what all kind of things we can do under each of these sections have been explained over here accordingly. So that's it from my side, guys. Thank you.